Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Parrott Bros. Now today, as you guessed it by the thumbnail, I bought another TT and we are standing on it. You're actually on the roof of it right now. Yeah, I probably should stop buying cars, but do you know what? I'm actually quite enjoying it, and I know you lot are too, looking around all the weird and wonderful things, and this is probably the most interesting out of the lot so far. I say so far because, well, one can never guess the future. Right, before we have a look around, let's jump into the intro. Let's have a look around then, shall we? Now, this is a 225 BAM engine. I didn't actually check. Let's have a little mooch right now. For the argument's sake, it's relatively standard. That bonnet's really heavy. Oh, it's got an engine cover on. It has an engine cover. That's unusual. It is a BAM. BAM, BAM. Wham, BAM. Right, yeah, so let's talk through the engine bay first. We'll go through all the stuff it's got, hasn't got, and then we'll go through all the weird and wonderful stuff that I found along the journey here. So it has got a, let's turn you around here, it's got a polished charge pipe, and it has these purple fixings. That is it. That was easy. Oh, I lie. You probably won't be able to see it on camera, but it has a forged diverter valve in black by the looks of it. But besides that, completely stock. Now, it did have an air filter on, but the guy who had it stole the air filter off his other car, so I had to take it back, so he put the standard airbox on for me. Whether that has a paper filter in, no filter in, or what, who knows, we'll find that out later on down the line. Going on to the front of the car, completely stock, apart from the fact that they've painted this grille. Now, they've painted it all black. It's a facelift grille. It looks quite good black. I'm not really, it's a bit, could do with a sand down. It's a little bit orange peely, and it's not quite fitted properly, but besides that, do you know what? I don't hate it. Let's put the bonnet down. I've always wanted a black TT because that all black, sort of black on black thing looks quite good. You've got the Quattro Sport replica wheels, so I'll give you a bit of a look from a distance. There you go, look. It actually looks quite nice. Those wheels really do suit the black. Moving on to the rear, it's got some snazzy number plates. 4D from PT Plates. Not a massive fan because you're just asking to get tugged, but it is what it is. It has a power flow exhaust. Now there's a story. There's a story to that, because if you look underneath, which I probably won't be able to show you because of the light, but it's off a 3.2, which falls short, so then it has this weird link pipe, and it just looks a bit like a dog's dinner. And it doesn't even sound that great, it's quite quiet. So they've gone to all that extent to put that snazzy exhaust on off a 3.2. I mean, on a 3.2 it might sound lovely. If only I had a 3.2 to test it on, I suppose we could do that. It's got Nice tyres on. Fronts are Michelin's, backs are Hancooks, matching pairs, loads of tread on each. However, it has been parked by Braille. Now this isn't the worst one, but you can see here it's like a edge of a file. There's a little chip out of that one. This one isn't actually too bad. Let's go curbside because that's the one that hides the most sins. Oh yeah, look at this bad boy. So we got a couple little cuts there. Got a nice chunk missing. Not down to material though, to canvas, so we're all right from that perspective. What else have we got on the back here? Oh no, I lied. It's got 3 Michelins. It has 3 Michelins and 1 Hankook. And this one again has a nice chunk out where people park by Braille. But besides that, the wheels are actually really suited. Now, the most exciting part, as I all want you want to know, and I want to know, does it have a cup holder? Oh, I actually want to just talk about this. South East UK Meats, Suckham, or as they're known on the street, Suckham. Yeah, no, enough said about that. So it has red leather interior, which I absolutely love. Never had it before, and on black and red is a solid combo. Now, we have some things to address. One, the net's missing. Now, some may say that they've used this as a step ladder to clean the roof. So they've obviously pulled the net out, put their foot in, and whew. I mean, I'm only speculating. That probably didn't happen, but the most likelihood is the net got a bit saggy and they just ripped it off. So it's got a red door handle this side. It has 1 black knee pad, not 2, just 1, and then a black handle that side. So not quite sure what's going on there, but it does have a full red interior front and rear. Now the rear doesn't actually look like it's been sat in at all, which is cool. In the car itself, relatively clean. The only thing I noticed was I always like checking in cup holders and in glove boxes and all that kind of stuff, and it had the pedal. Now I went to drive this and the clutch pedal sits really high. It shouldn't sit past the brake pedal, but it does quite a bit, and it's horrible to drive. Now I haven't actually looked why, and of course I'll do a video on why when we find out. Let's jump inside, see what other snazzy bits it's got. So it's got this fancy stereo here, which is really nice. It's got DAB, it's got, what else has it got? Bluetooth, it's got Spotify. It's quite a new one. I'm guessing the only problem with these is that doesn't shut. So when people say some shut, some don't, the Snazzy Pioneer one doesn't. Now you can, if you can get it off, take that off, shut it, but that doesn't help you at any other time. The aircon's actually really good. It has a big knob. Who doesn't like a big knob? So this is a forged, I believe, big knob. And it is massive. I mean, when we're saying big, it is big. Look at the size of that thing. And the most important thing, does it have? No, it's got a Parrott Bros style cup holder, which is fine. It's better than nothing because I've got somewhere to store my beverages. But it doesn't have a genuine one, so the value of the car has gone down by about 50%. Because we all know I absolutely love a cup holder. I might have to get rid of it because it hasn't got an original cup holder, you know. Of course, I'm not going to do that. Right, so, plan with this car. As we have established in the past, there is no plan. It's a TT. I like TTs. It needs work. I like filming work. Oh, so the story behind this is the guy messaged me. Well, actually, someone tagged me, a guy called Sean. Won't say his last name just for confidentiality purposes. On Facebook, tagged me in this as the guy said, look, I'm selling the car, we're trading it in. It's got QS wheels. Does anyone want the QS wheels? I'll do you a good deal. Swap me with some crap wheels just to trade it in, right? I don't want QS wheels anyway because I have a nice selection of wheels, which you'll see in the coming weeks. So anyway, and then he private messaged me saying, look, Dom, do you want them? And I said, no, not really. It's kind of how it goes. And then it went quiet and I thought, yep, sweet, not going to get the wheels, happy days. And then he slides into my messages, obviously watches the Parrott Bros because his following discussion was, so they've dropped the price of the car on the trade-in to not enough. I tell you what, I'll do you a good deal, I'll make it cheap for you. So he's obviously watched these videos, and of course I said, I'm not interested, okay, how much? And then we agreed a price, but the issue was, the price was, it was fair, it's got an MOT, so I had to pay a reasonable amount. Now the problem was, he offered it to me 2 days before I went to a family holiday with my daughter and my partner, and I'm not great for time anyway, so that was a bit of a problem. So I said to him, look, the only way I could have it is if you run it to me and then I'll run you home, having a laugh, thinking he'd say no. And he was like, what time do you want me there? I can be there at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's kind of how that went down. So I ended up driving I live in Hemel Hempstead, Hertfordshire, so just north of London. And I ended up driving, he drove to mine, got there about 10 a.m. and then I had to drive him home. And obviously I didn't want to drive this because I don't know what it's like. And I thought, well, I'll put some miles on the V6. So we took a spin down to Brighton, was where I dropped him back to, in the V6. So, and I can report, actually, that did 37 miles to the gallon. Cruising, 70 on cruise. And I am chuffed because I did not expect that at all. So that was quite a pleasant surprise. Obviously, the moment you nail it, it drops straight below 20. Oof, gone. But it was a really enjoyable drive. The V6 made it all the way there, thank goodness, because I'd only actually driven it 20 miles before doing a 160-mile round trip, which some may say is risky, but it was a nice car. But yeah, so then this is how I ended up with this black TT. Now, the other reason it was cheaper than, say, a really, really nice one is because it has a little bit of bodywork damage. Now, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but there's quite a snazzy line which you can hear here with your finger because someone has keyed it all the way down the car. They've actually put 2 in here because they weren't committed enough with the first one, so they did a second one. There's also some random lines on the top here. And what else did I see? Oh yeah, they actually went round they followed the contour of the arch, which was quite nice of them because that kind of hides that bit. And they done this bit here. Now what I'm probably going to do with this is, because this is black, and I know you can't see it because it's filthy, but it is really, really swirly, and I quite like a machine polish. I am by no means a professional, but I'd like to think I'm pretty good. I wouldn't say amazing, but pretty good. Good enough to make it look alright. So this is a black car. Black cars are the best for this, so we can do a nice 50-50, maybe mask off a little square or whatever. And then we'll give it a polish. I'll also try and touch up the damage. I also noticed whilst we were walking around just a minute ago, there's a dent here. Now I don't know how that happened, and I don't know if you can see it, but there is a weird dent there, which is very strange. I'm just trying to work out the logistics of how you would achieve that. The headlights are actually pretty good, so we won't need to do them. And just to have oh, actually, I lie. This one's a little bit hazy, so we'll give this one a little buff up. But I mean, as a whole, it's not an ugly car. It drives a bit random. It's got a stage 1 from Revo, done by the TT shop about 10 years ago, which, when it's cold, basically, the moment you go to accelerate, it kangaroos you, and it's pretty vile. But once it's warmed up, it's actually pretty quick. I'd say it's probably on par with the blue one, which is worrying because maybe it's the power delivery, the way it's delivered or whatnot. Maybe I need to get this on a dyno. Maybe we need to have a dyno day. Who fancies a dyno day? Maybe I'll have to speak to the TT forum and community, see if we can sort that out. But I mean, as a car, yeah, it's alright. I'm always interested in cheap TTs. Not that I want to buy any more, but if you have any, you know where I am. You know what to say. So quick fleet check. What have we got? We'll go in order of getting them. Nagaro blue one, which I've had for years, and obviously if you've watched any videos on this channel, you will have seen. We've got the elderberry pearl lilac one, which is in a sorry state, and it's kind of in the midst of being sorted-ish at the moment, so we shall see how that one goes. Then we've got the red one that looks like a cow covered in lacquer peel. We've got the V6, which is the red one, which is actually really nice. And now we have this, so that's a count of 5. So I'm, what, 2 away from having one for every day of the week. So, I don't know, maybe if you've got a convertible or a roadster that needs some love and you want to sell it to me cheap, we can have a chat. Call me. And yeah, 2 more away from 7. I'm probably only 1 more away from being homeless and familyless. But I have 5 cars to sleep in, so admittedly they're awful to sleep in, but hey, I digress. Yeah, what do you think of my new TT? Which one's your favourite out of all the lovely, well cared for, low mileage cars? Now this one has 11 owners. I'm the 12th, which has a lot to be said for it. It makes sense. There's a vast service history. Actually a really thick file, which is unusual for a car that's had 11 owners. Maybe everyone's bought it, spent $1,000 and thought, oh, get out of this quick. that happens. Or maybe they thought, yeah, I like the black. They had a little boost about, and then they thought, do you know what? The TT life is not for me, which I get. Some people come and go, but most of you stay. I know. It takes a special kind of person. Someone who's got thick skin who doesn't mind the constant abuse of a TT. Yeah, so 11 owners, massive service history, 150,000 miles. The display on the central doesn't work, but everything else does. All the temperature works. The aircon's icy cold, which is nice. And that weird clutch pedal thing. Once a clutch pedal thing's sorted, it'll probably be alright. And it needs a bloody good clean, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We will do some cleaning videos. By the way, like I said, I'm no professional at all, but I can make a car look really good on videos. I mean, you've seen the scratches on this thing. Let's see how far I have to go to make it look nice. Does it look nice yet? How about now? How about now? There they go, look, see. One owner car. Perfect, well looked after car. There you go, look. So this just proves that the camera does lie. If you go and look at a car, make sure you get them to send you up close pictures before you get there. But yeah, now apart from that, yeah, it's actually just a nice stock example with some bodywork damage and a few quirks, but we'll sort all that out. I'll probably put it back to semi-standard because it looks really nice. Do I keep the wheels? I don't know. Do I swap the wheels? Do I get these refurbished? What do you reckon? What do you reckon would look nice on here? What have I got? We'll go through my stock list. You can build this car, I don't care. It's fun. It's all good fun. So this car I've got, what have I got in the cupboard? In the garage. I've got the 17s, the original ones, the ugly ones that no one likes. I've got some 225 9-spoke RS style wheels. I've got these ones, I've got some V6 ones, and I've got some splits. What do you reckon would look best on the black? And please do not say splits in silver and gold. Please don't, because I really don't want them. But besides that, what do you reckon? And what do you think of my newest acquisition? Because to be honest, you guys love it as much as I do usually, so fingers crossed. But yeah, we got for the black. It's not the pearly black, it's just black. I don't know which black, but it's black. We'll find out when we buy a touch-up pen. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching me suffer another TT. Thanks for that, Michael. Michael's the guy that sold it to me, by the way. I will send your air fresheners in the post. Yeah. Until the next one, guys. Bye for now.